What's control for you? What's real power for you? Most people try to control their life, but real leaders control themselves. Power is not money, it's not status, it is not making noise. So, power is staying calm when even everything around you is not. And Marcus Aurelius was an empire, but his real power was not his army, it was his mind. If you want to build strength that doesn't collapses under pressure, build your character, your own character, which is will follow your what you need actually. So Stoicism is not coldness like Platonism. Stoicism is both original and deeply eclectic. It synthesizes with Heraclitus, Socrates, Cynics, Plato, and Aristo, even ideas that resemble from the Buddhism. But the Stoics were not interested in abstract metaphysics for its own sake. Their question was always simple, like how should we live? Not in a mystical way, but in a practical way. What should I do about my anger? How should I respond to injustice? How do I endure difficulty? Stoicism, the longest lasting school of the Hellenistic Roman world, divided philosophy into the three parts: logic, to think correctly, physics, to understand the structure of the universe, and ethics, how to live well. Happiness and apatheia. The aim of Stoicism is happiness. This is the main aim of philosophy, of course, but not the fringal kind. That not wealth, not fame, not bodily pleasure, not approval. All of those can be taken at any time. The Stoics asked, is there a happiness that cannot be stolen? Their answer was apatheia. Apatheia doesn't mean being emotionless. It means freedom from destructive passions, like pathos, uncontrolled anger, obsession, ego, envy, despair. So the Stoics believed that even praise can disturb you. If someone says you are so generous, you are so beautiful, you are so clever, so admirable, and you depend on that, you became unstable. The higher you rise external validation, the harder you fall. So the more apathic, in the Stoic sense, the more solid you became. So no external cause can shake your inner structure. So control and responsibility. How do you achieve this? By dividing what is in your control and what is not, you can brush your teeth. Yeah, it's easily. You cannot force someone you love to eat healthy. You can advise them. You you cannot control this. So physical illness come from the body. Yeah, mental disturbance come from thought. And since we share our thoughts, we are responsible for our inner suffering as well, not as a self blame, but as a empowerment. We live in a world of instability, pandemics, political division, economic anxiety, elections that divide population for a lot of sides. Many people, perhaps 45 percent of them, unconsciously became stoic after political disappointment. Why? Because they realize they cannot control the outcome. You never scream at the rain because you expect rain. The Stoic says, expect betrayal, expect selfishness, expect misunderstanding, expect loss. When you wake up, just prepare for encountering loss. If you train your winter, spring becomes grace. The more trap you worked hard, you achieved more and more success, more money, more pleasure. Let's say at first excitement, and at first you feel so good, then adaptation, and then numbness. Not achieving becomes anxiety because you are actually attached your identity to what you can disappear. And you became a servant to the things meant to serve you. That's why Epictetus said, freedom is secured not by fooling desires, but by removing them. Simply sit alone, humans collect fragments through living. Meaning comes from we sit and assemble them. Remember, you will die. This is not depression, this is not stress or defense. If you knew this, you would die soon, what would still disturb you? For the Stoics, those is something actually good. It's return to the body of the universe. The soul returns to the soul of the universe. Their metaphysics is deeply pantheistic. Everything is part of the grand whole. So nothing happens randomly. Everything unfolds through an inner living necessity. Like a seed becomes a tree, and each human has a fate, not mechanical, organic, like a fruit ripening. Even Marcus Aurelius ruled during the plague, which killed millions, and he journaled through it. In Wuhan, during quarantine, people journaled too about this. Across centuries, humans endure collapses and survive. Stoicism doesn't mean indifference to justice. It stands on four virtues, which is very important: wisdom, think clearly; temperance, avoid extremes; justice, act clearly, even toward the unfair; and courage, face what must be faced. But it warns against performative philosophy. Performative philosophy is really very important, but speaking about virtue is easy, living it is rare. As Epictetus said, there is a difference between speaking about valuable things and doing valuable things. Another part of the philosophy and Stoicism I love, practical exercises. The Stoics practice it voluntary discomfort. Twice a year, wear poor clothing, sleep on the floor, eat simple bread, speak less, like fasting. Why? To train resilience, to awaken attachment. If you can survive simplicity, voluntarity, you will not fear loss. So that's very important. I don't know what are you doing. Of course, me, I am, yes, I'm not sleeping in a comfortable bed, because this is something also I think like it's really very healthy, like speaking Japanese style or Chinese style. And fasting, yes, sometimes I do as well. Like I don't, I'm not trying to eat too much stuff. So I'm trying to do their advices in my daily routines as well. I feel like this is really very good for your willpower as well. Other people's opinions and problems are just contagious. During crisis, be careful what you consume. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the society. You cannot control social media. You cannot control the movement of planets. You cannot stop the sinking ship. You can control only one thing, and this is your willpower. That's it. Morning discipline, very important for Stoicism. When you don't want to rise, Marcus Aurelius always write this in his journals. I rise to the work of the human being. Birds work, ants work, trees work, bees work. Were you born only for the comforts or for contribution? Contribution is really very important for Stoics. This is the real life. Otherwise, the soul dying before the body. That's the real tragedy if your soul already died. If you tie your happiness to what can be taken, you will always be anxious. If you tie it to your character, not election, not laws, not betrayal, can destroy you, of course. You cannot build heaven by changing places. Heaven must be built in the mind. If you don't transform your inner world, no geography will save you. Control your willpower. That's enough. This is what Stoics says. Like, we always want good conditions, moving somewhere, new beginnings, new countries, new home, new friendships, like new projects. But this is something that At first, in the beginning, it always gives you motivation, but somehow after a few weeks, you lose your motivation. That's why willpower is really very important. If you have your willpower, strong willpower, nothing can destroy you. I hope you will love this video. This is my first video about Stoics, but I'm going to continue second video also. See you.